There are some signs that when you see, you don't need a prophet to tell you that the land is in dispute. What are those signs? Okay, let's talk about caveat emptor. Caveat emptor just means buyers, beware of 419. There are some lands that when you want to buy, when you come closer to the property, you notice an inscription that says, buyers, beware of 419. It passes a lot of information. There are some lands that are very close to government roads. Such lands are subject to encumbrance in future. Why? Because governments can decide to expand the property. One of those days, a very close friend of mine took me to one community in Anambra State. But when I got to the property, I noticed something. That the electricity, the poles, were far away from the road. And the particular property he wanted to sell to me was after the electric pole. Even without asking even without going to do any due diligence, I didn't need anybody to tell me that that property was already encumbered. Okay, I called him and then we had to make 1 or 2, 3 inquiries. And then we learned that government had plans for expansion. These are things you look out for. There are some properties that when you come around, you notice that there are developments everywhere. Why that particular property? No development. It has no fence. Nobody's farming on it. It tells you that there is a possibility of the property being encumbered. So when you look out for all these things, it just passes an information that you have to go extra mile to do your investigations. And then properties that are owned by several persons, that's what you call void ab initio. When 5 people own a particular property and just 4 persons decide to sell, it will not stand. So when you're buying properties, make sure that every member of the family gives his or her consent. Then there are some properties too that fall within state acquired lands. The Land Use Act of 1978 gives the governor power over every land in the state for overriding public interest. So in such situations, government has the right to acquire lands. But do you know what? It will never stand if compensation is not paid. So state acquired properties, the compensations were not paid. That a time will come when dispute will arise. So these are properties you have every reason to avoid. For more real estate tips, like, follow, and share.